Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum everyone. I hope you all are doing well. In lecture number 15, we did our study questions of the reading section 2.3, and today we are going to cover the reading section 2.3, that is a poem written by Langston Hughes, and its title is I Dream a World. This is under unit number 2, Hope and Aspiration. As you all know that in every unit we have got 2 prose and 1 poetry, which means that we used to read 2 speeches or 2 texts and then 1 poem. And all of these texts and poems, they are related to the main idea, like the main title of the unit, that is Hope and Aspiration. And in this unit, unit number 2, we read 2 speeches, one by Martin Luther King Jr. and the other one by Nelson Mandela. In both of the speeches, they were talking about hope, and they were talking about a new world, a glory, and a new, you can say, a beginning of era where there is no discrimination on the basis of color, race, ethnic group. So they were dreaming of a new world. So in today's lesson, we will be reading the poem and we will check out whether it is related to the main title or not. But before that, let's discuss who is Langston Hughes. James Marshall Langston Hughes was born on Feb 1, 1902 in Joplin, Missouri. Langston Hughes was a central figure in the Harlem Renaissance, the flowering of black intellectual and literary and artistic life that took place in 1920s in a number of American cities, particularly in Harlem. So Renaissance is, you can say, newborn, new beginning. So Harlem Renaissance refers to the era where there were black people, they were starting writing, they were coming to the front as new literary writers, as artists, and as different people. So this took place particularly in the Harlem, and a major poet, Hughes also wrote novels, short stories, essays, plays, and he sought to honestly portray the joys and hardship of working class black lives, avoiding both sentimental idealization and negative stereotypes. So if you just focus on these last 3 lines, you will come to know that he was also writing about the problems that the black people were facing, the negativities that were going on in the society, and the way people were treating them on the basis of their color. This portion is from your book. It's on page number 66. James Langston Hughes, 1902 to 1967, a black poet, was born in Missouri, USA. He was a versatile writer, a poet, novelist, and playwright who wrote more than 35 books. He held posts at University of Chicago and Atlanta. Okay. So this is the poem that is written by Langston Hughes. Let's first of all read the poem. So it's reading section 2.3. The title is I Dream a World, and the writer is Langston Hughes. I dream a world where man no other men will scorn, where love will bliss the earth and peace its path adorn. I dream a world where all will know sweet freedom's way, where greed no longer saps the soul, no avarice blights our day. A world I dream where black or white, whatever race you will be, will share the bounties of the earth, and every man is free. Where wretchedness will hang its head, and joy like a pearl attend the needs of all mankind. Of such I dream our world. So highlight the words like scorn, saves, avarice, blights, bunties, wretchedness. The meanings are given over here. So you can see this is a very short poem. It's a 4 stanza poem. Let's first of all discuss overall, like what's the summary, what's the this poem, like most of his other poems of Langston Hughes, is all about hope and equality and end of discrimination against the black in America. If you just focus on these lines, you will come to know that the main focus of the writer is on like a removal of the discrimination that is going on the basis of color, and especially with the black people. The poem consists of 16 lines, right? And it's divided into 4 stanzas. It's very clear from the structure. The rhyming scheme of the poem is A, B, C, B, like A, B, and then C, and then again B, which means this line and the last line. Here this line and this one, they will be same, and the mid two, the first one and this second, the third one, they will be somehow different. Okay, so let's discuss stanza wise. I dream a world where men no other man will scorn, where love will bless the earth and peace its path adorn. Okay, the poem begins with the phrase I dream a world, which makes it clear that the poet is in hope for something better, and in the rest of the poem he will describe his dream. So this is basically, the title is also clear that he is going to talk about what is his dream. The poet says he dreams of a world where no men will ever tease or discriminate against other men. So here scorn means teasing, when you talk negative things about someone and when you just highlight the negative points in someone, we are going to call it as scorn. The other men are no other but blacks, right? No other men will scorn, right? They will be treated like whites. In such a world there will be love and peace everywhere, which will make it beautiful. The love here is the love for black and peace in eradication of discrimination. Now the poet expresses his desire for freedom and discrimination and love and peace. So basically he is talking about how he is dreaming of a world where there is no discrimination on the basis of color, and where black will be treated as equal to white. I dream a world where all will know sweet freedom's way, where greed no longer saps the soul, no avarice blights our day. The second stanza also begins with the phrase I have a dream. The poet says that he desires a world where everybody, especially black, will enjoy the freedom of speech, the freedom of roam everywhere, etc. There will be no greed, right? Where greed no sap. Sap means weaken. Sap, there will be no greed, that is everybody will lend a helping hand. There will be no disease of materialistic desire, right? Avarice blights means again it's greed, and blights means that is going to destroy something. And in this stanza the poem expresses his desire for freedom and greed free world. So this is the, you can say, summary, that he is desiring a world where there is no greed. Okay, a world I dream where black or white, whatever race you will be, will share the bounties of earth, and every man is free. So in the third stanza the poet for the first time uses the word black. According to him, he wants a world where everybody be, whether he is white or black, will have access to resource without any discrimination. Bunties means wealth or riches, or you can say the blessings of that we are going to have on earth, on this earth. And there will be complete freedom in doing that. He expresses like the desire for freedom to use country resorts without any discrimination. So in each stanza he is talking about that the world is having somehow discrimination is going on. So he wants a world where there is no discrimination, where everybody is free. Where wretchedness will hang its head, and joy like a pearl attend the needs of all mankind, of such I dream our world. Now, in the final stanza, he says that in such a world there will be no misery, where wretchedness will hang its head and everybody will have access to joy. Thus, the poem is all about the dream of the poet for the black who have suffered on the basis of their race and color. So he is talking about a world where there is peace, where there is happiness, where there everybody enjoys their world, everybody enjoys the freedom, everybody is free of greed, and everybody will have equal opportunity to enjoy and to use the, you can say, riches, the wealth of the earth. That's all about the poem. We will study in the next lesson the study questions. Thank you so much.